Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at 4 games that you might not have seen yet. First up, we have Wild West Dynasty, where you're supposed to be able to go from being a lonely cowboy to finding your own settlement, or even becoming the mayor of a town during a gold rush. We're also going to be taking a look at Little Devils Inside, the third-person open-world survival RPG. Then we've got Odin Valhalla, a new massively multiplayer online role-playing game based on Norse mythology. And finally, we've got Drake Odds Survive. This is an alien invasion game with survival elements, but this time you're going to be playing as the aliens. Now before we get into it, please hit that like button and subscribe as it really helps. Right, let's do this. So first up we have Wild West Dynasty, set in America in the 1800s. You're right at the point in history where all the wagon trains were heading west towards California in the hope of a better life, looking to start new businesses or seeking adventure. People were claiming free land and starting homesteads where they could raise cattle. Others were following the gold rush where they founded small settlements and towns. With the gold rush, it brought thousands of people looking to find their fortunes. Small camps would soon become flourishing towns with saloons and stores popping up, which in turn drew in gamblers, gold miners and gunslingers. In this game, you'll start out as a cowboy who discovers an abandoned ranch and decides to stay. You'll be able to expand and repair the ranch, you'll need to gather food by hunting for animals, and you'll be able to sell their meat and hides to other settlers that pass by on the way west. Once you've built a decent homestead, other settlers may ask you for permission to stay. You'll be able to build up a small town, adding saloons, sheriff offices, stores, and even hotels. As your town becomes more prosperous, it may even draw in bandits, so you'll need to defend it. You'll be able to get married and have kids, with the idea being that your dynasty carries on after you're gone. The game is supposedly going to be played in first person. It promises to have a story mode with interesting twists and hundreds of missions. You'll be able to play in a free mode as well, where you can just build a town however you wish. They're aiming to have a unique mix of role-playing, life simulation, and town building, with release scheduled for 2022. Up next, we have Little Devil Inside. This game has been in development for around 6 years. Originally it started out on Kickstarter, where they successfully managed to get over 300,000 Australian dollars in funding. The South Korean developers are aiming to make a truly engaging 3D action-adventure role-playing game, where you're thrown into a surreal but familiar setting with main creatures and monsters to interact with, learn from and hunt. You'll need to survive and discover the world that exists around you. Now with Little Devil Inside, it's hard to know what the game actually is. NeoStream, the developers, state the game is not going to be about killing archdemons and saving the world. Instead, it tells the stories about people with unusual jobs, such as monster hunters, and what happens in their everyday life while they carry out their jobs. There will be a main plot to the game, but they don't want it to be overbearing. There are going to be plenty of side missions to take part in, but mainly their aim is freedom of play. The game's meant to be about the journey. You'll be able to explore cities, forests and deserts, meet with different characters, hire NPCs, camp and rest and take cover from the elements, and even meet with other players, which means it's going to have online capability as well. They're aiming to have lots of unexpected events take place in the game to thicken the storyline and keep players engaged. There's going to be plenty of combat. You'll be able to hack and slash creatures and monsters or shoot them with your rifle. You'll need to explore, fight, loot and interact with the world to survive. You'll be able to find, buy or trade for new weapons and armour. You'll be able to upgrade these as well. There's going to be vehicles so you and your party can travel around the world safely. You'll be able to upgrade these as well for increased manoeuvrability or speed. Now the game's scheduled for release in July and it's coming out on PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. Up now we've got Odin Valhalla Rising. This is an upcoming open-world mmorpg based heavily on Norse mythology. You'll have 4 classes to choose from when playing. There's going to be a warrior who focuses on sheer brute force to get the job done, a magic-wielding sorceress, a thief-like rogue class, and a priestess. They're hoping to have well-balanced choices with well-developed roles. Now they've made use of motion capturing technology to create the models of the characters and monsters, and all the armour and weapons in the game is actually designed to be authentic. These have been realistically modelled and textured by 3D scanning real weapons. Now there's very little information about this game to be found in English. It comes from a Chinese developer based out in Taiwan. But the scale of the game is absolutely incredible. There are going to be 4 distinct regions to discover, and each will have their own mixture of creatures and monsters to face. What's shown in the video are truly epic. There are loads of giants, mammoths, huge dragons, sea serpents, and they all appear to be truly huge in size, making the player look tiny. You'll be able to explore through vast forests, deserts and snowy mountains. The video shows the player scaling a sheer rock face at one point, so climbing must be a feature. There are huge cities with bustling marketplaces for the player to explore. The visuals on the game are like breathtaking. There are scenes of the player walking across a rope bridge with a blizzard blowing around him, or walking through a dark forest with mist rolling across the floor, and then a huge giant walks into view. There are loads of different creatures as well that players seem to be riding, including horses, giant wolf-like creatures, weird insects and huge dragons. In the scene with the dragons, it shows like 7 people all riding dragons so you could ride them with your friends. I'm saying it again, but this game looks really epic. It's down for release this year and I'm going to be watching it for sure. I want to find out if it's actually as good as it looks. Now for the last game today, we have Drake Odds. They're claiming this is the first survival game that will give you actual thrills. You'll play as an alien who has to survive on a hostile planet where the humans are the enemy, and you'll have to face other traitor aliens as well. The game is going to be an open world multiplayer survival, though you can play it on your own if you wish. They're going to be releasing it in early access with the idea that the community experiences will help mould the future of the game. Taking part in an alien invasion as the actual alien, you'll be fighting against the human race and other aliens. You'll be able to possess the other humans and control them. They say that obviously aliens are more advanced than humans, but being on Earth has deadened your powers. There is a secret substance that you'll need to find to get your powers back. While you can take over other characters, so can other players, so you need to use your alien senses to decide if the person in front of you is just a normal human, or actually a possessed human being controlled by another player. That's quite a weird concept. There is going to be base building and crafting. You'll be able to build and customise your own fortress where you can store anything you loot from the world. You also need to defend this from enemies' attacks. As an alien, you're going to have a hard time adapting to living on Earth, where everything is unknown to you, so you'll need to steal knowledge from other characters. To do this, you'll need to use a research table to discover new tools that will help you to survive. But they say you'll need to use your knowledge as soon as possible, or somebody could steal it from you, so I'm not sure how that'll work. You're going to be able to drive vehicles, cars and ATVs, as the aliens have learned to drive our terrestrial vehicles, or if you prefer, you can fly around in your flying saucer. Reminds me of the comedy film Paul. Hopefully we won't have to put our fingers in any weird places. This game's going to be coming out on PC only, and it's due for release at the beginning of 2022. Thanks for watching. Please smash that like button and subscribe to see more great videos.